Yeah, put that invite. Nice. Alright, so we'll go to this, do that. And then if I pull up this, then if I were to do that, yeah, we're good. Sweet. So hopefully I have everything set up correctly. We'll have to figure that out as we go along. The only thing I don't know is which side, which teams. Oh wait, actually I can figure that out right now. Seattle's on the left. Right. Which one is which then? Let's see what we have. We can do this one. Nope. This one. A. That should work. So who's needing the sub? You said Boston's gonna need it?
I think Seattle was actually looking for a sub before this game started. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are playing with a sub, but I know it was asked for in the sub channel.
It could be an SR thing, I guess. Let's see. I would think they'd have enough to be able to run a roster though, because they have what, a plat, a gold, I think Scarlet's silver? Silver. So that's already a -3. They have a plat. A couple plats, and then they're masters. So that should be a -1 comp. So unless they're looking for somebody just to not run a -1 comp, then I think they should be fine. If I'm looking at it correctly. But who knows?
Yeah, I should bring up the I should have the stats open here. Gotta find it. The rosters and whatnot. Quite handy.
I guess technically, like I don't know. I think some of these, like I don't remember Mifala from before. He might be new.
Mifala, level 113. Oh no, yeah, Mifala. Oh, they picked them up an hour ago. Yeah.
There we go.
Cherry Daedra in Discord.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, they're new to the team.
Recognize them. Robo Monkey, much appreciated for the follow. I don't know why my sound didn't play for that. Why are my sound? Why didn't it didn't do a sound at all? Fortunately, I saw it come through, but normally it should make a noise on my end, and I think on the stream too, and I didn't hear it at all. So that's kind of annoying. Sound alerts. It's not muted. I don't know what's. Streamlabs be going crazy. Who we got in the chat? Anybody here ready for this game? Looks like they are readying up. So let's pop that down. I guess technically I could pull this up for now. Here tonight will be myself and FTB casting. We got him back. Nice to have you. And special announcement, now that we got some people in the chat, just so happens that it's a certain someone's birthday. So if you want to wish him, FTB, a happy birthday, make sure you plop that in the chat. And hopefully we will get you some good entertainment here for your...
Oh man, I'm sitting in a nice, brand new, crisp out of the box gaming chair. So
oh, dude.
You know I'd be popping off if I was in this game.
True. Hey, next week.
The gamer chair difference.
You get a whole week to get warmed up and used to it, and then we get to show off that new
you get to pop off
gamer chair power. All right, let's look at this. We are starting here on Oasis. Obviously, no teams have chosen anything yet. So I think Mifala is the new DPS there for Seattle. We have not gotten to see them play at all, so that should be interesting. Oh, they're on the other side here. That's weird. And they are a platinum DPS. Looks like they play more support than anything. So that's interesting. dive comp from the side of Seattle, whereas looks like Boston will be coming out with more of a brawl with Triton on his soldier, which he has looked extremely solid on, and Raimunda on the Tracer.
Yeah, that soldier's going to be a problem there once he gets to high ground.
Yeah, we've seen Triton soldier very, very good. Already getting pressured a little bit by Hax EMP, but ooh, nice dive onto Triton, but Raimunda takes out Hax. It's a good start there for Boston. Trey's coming through, but no, it looks like, yeah, Boston will just be cleaning up this fight. They did lose something, I think, or maybe I'm just blind. Looks like they will just take this point. I thought they lost something, but I guess they just fully
No, I
cleaned
think
up
it was
that fight.
clean 6-0 right on the first fight.
Yeah, Ninja already up to 62% on that shatter, just able to swing into that dive as they came in. That is always the struggle with the dive comp to try to avoid the more brawly tanks.
Yeah, that Reinhardt was able to get to the high ground first because he had the Lucio and they're playing dive with the Lucio there.
Yeah, Mercy Zen.
We're second through the fight.
I still see a bunch of teams playing this, right? And I just think it's outdated now. Like, it's been like a full month and a half since that was like meta.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's good. But, I mean, teams can make it work. And we'll see. Immort out early. RVs are getting really, really low. Triton already with that tack visor, though. Primal's in from the other side. Rez out. But so far, still no picks. Primal's gotten nothing done. And
both main tanks down. This could be a big buzzer here.
Visor. There's no tanks left. They're just going to get it. Oh, my goodness. Triton with 4
That was a 5K
off
from
of
Triton.
Oh,
4 from the visor and then 1 before it.
Whew. I mean, we were
saying as well, but
true. Oh, well, yeah, they used B and that, but they're gonna have their window. They're gonna have shatter, pulse bomb. Like, they're in good shape.
Yeah.
It's just Falcon. Look, they've swapped up the tanks on the other side, getting a Moira as well, but they kept the Mercy, which is just not great in this situation. They wanted to keep that Val because it was their only ultimate. They also matched the soldier, so they're just pretty much matching the comp except with different supports. Immort out early again. That's good. And the Rhine down. Ooh, nice block with the bubble.
Yeah, I guess blocked there by the bubble.
Oh, but
Reminding another one up the pulse bomb. That's 2 now. They've gotten an early pick.
Pretty sure that's 100% accuracy so far from pulse bombs with from Raimunda. And I don't think Hax EMP is. No, Hax EMP did get the Reinhardt on the other side at one point.
Oh, the Tracer was able to touch here. Yeah, Hax EMP in the back.
Yeah. Oh, gets the Zarya as well.
Managed to pick off same. I think they're just trying to stall for time as long as they can here.
Yeah, they swapped over to the ball. They're not going to have any ults, though, and
No.
same did go down with the grab, but in the end, it really won't matter. Really dominant first point here for Boston, 100% to 0. And, I mean, we talked about it as soon as we saw it coming out. Triton's Soldier has been really, really making a name for itself so far in this season. Just looking incredible on that pick.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, I think what kind of lost Seattle the fight here, I think Cheesy and Ruby had the right play to dive the high ground here and try to force the soldier off it, but their team didn't have a Lucio to start the match. So the Ryan and Zarya from the opposing team from Boston was already on the high ground when they dove up. And I mean, diving into a Ryan Zarya is certainly not ideal. So they lost the first fight. Had some late changes to try to match them with the brawl, but then they just had a terrible ult economy and couldn't do much with it.
Well, look at
so I think it's really the comp there.
Like, I think this is good. Like, they're going full brawl, but the problems with it I'm seeing now is, first of all, they have Moira instead of BAP, which BAP is just arguably better in these situations. And also, look at the Moira. She's already almost dead, and she goes down. And this is a lost fight already. Plus the fact that even though yes, the brawl should be in theory really good, they should be able to go in. I think that with the Moira, they're not going to be able to play fast enough, especially with the Moira getting pressured out that fast, that Triton in the back is going to get so much value from the poke over the Mei and the Reaper, even though in theory, Mei and Reaper should be able to get more upfront value.
Yeah.
From what I've seen so far, I think Seattle's, in all their games, they looked really, really good in the past whenever they were running like the more dive with like the Sig, the ball, the Zen. I think their meta is come and gone, and now it's time. You're seeing a lot more brawl. You're seeing a lot more like classic dives, so some different type comps, and I don't think that's where Seattle has really looked good. I think they possibly are going to struggle on this particular map. Hopefully, as we go on, we'll see a little bit difference though. Triton again with an early pick. Look at Triton, just completely. He's pretty much just playing aim labs at this point. He's just chilling.
Yeah, he picks up 3 in that fight. I think, again, Ramonda was the first one to... I think they stuck the Zarya, and then Triton was able to finish them off there with the Helix Rocket, which really broke that fight open, and then they just snowballed it. Another clean 6-0 fight.
Yeah, I think so far they've gotten like 2 kills this entire map for Seattle, which is really, really rough. Huge shatter there.
Big slam.
Grab layered in on top. Kind of unfortunate, but I think he'll be fine. They will clean up this fight, and that'll give them to 70%. They really only need one more fight. Hax does get a pick onto Ramonda, but Ramonda will be back so fast I don't think that will really matter. And now's the time you got to be looking to use ults, but you got to be scared. Triton has the attack visor. We saw what he got done last time with that ultimate. I would assume he's going to pop this pretty early, trying to get some picks before Seattle can really get a lot of value. So, beat comes out. Visor's out as well. But no picks off that, and his team is falling all around him. Mondo's forced the recall already. Ooh, both DPS actually will be able to get out for Boston. But finally, Seattle able to take a fight. They did have to invest Beat and the Death Blossom, but they still held on to the Shatter, which is really, really good for them.
Yeah, I think switching over to the Sigma there was key. Trying to get double shield to help protect themselves against Triton Soldier. It's gonna have to watch Ruby to see how their shield is used, but unfortunately, Ruby goes down first.
That's brutal. Shatter gets 2.
Damn.
Is he done? Triton though gets the pick back. Can they get this BAP? They need to get this BAP down.
Yeah.
He's 1. Nice. Triton in the back of them though. Gets Scarlet. Scarlet goes down again here. That's a rough loss for them, but fortunately, MOWL on this Reaper is looking good, being able to clean up some kills, and they will hold. Kind of a scary hold, but in the end, they will be able to keep it. They do not have any ults going to this next fight. Well, actually, no, they do have Coalescence, so that could be strong for them. On the other side, Shatter, Grab, Pulsar also. Oh, yeah, they're about to have a bunch, so they really they need to use that coal early. They need to win this fight quick. Oh no, Hax is ready down. And it cancels the Coalesce. It's huge Shatter again from Ninja. Grab once again layered in. And that's gonna be the flip. It'll be up to Hax to try and touch on the Tracer, but he just gets one clipped by Ramonda. Visor beat all layered in, and very, very dominant first map here for Boston.
Yeah, I think maybe Seattle has a few issues with their comp and trying to work at a few wrinkles there. You know, I think map 1, if they had a Lucio, would have gone a lot better. And I do like their switch over to the double shield with Sigma Rhine here on the map 2. But then I think maybe they just not outplayed, but I think Boston just still had the upper hand, just so strong. Triton on that Soldier, incredible. Ramonda and Triton, it's just a great DPS duo.
Look at that, 33, 31 Elans. They were like right
Ooh,
there.
Gross.
Just,
that's a lot.
Yeah, in that short
72%.
map, that's pretty crazy.
Not bad, not bad.
And that means they were layering in on the same kills a lot, right? Because they both had pretty much the exact same, and that was 72%. That means they had some good target focus, at least between the two of them.
Yeah, their comms must have been on point.
Ramonda's a plat. That always do they count as plat in the actual? Do you have that up?
I do. Who are we looking at here? Boston. They are plat. Yeah, plat on DPS.
That's absurd. That's truly absurd that they count as a plat with the way we've seen them play. And then Triton counting as a diamond. Like, they are extremely good for what they're counting as. And then obviously we saw Ninja getting some incredibly really good shatters. And again, plat main tank, currently gold apparently, and was getting some really, really solid shatters there. Although, let me see, it looked like they were diamond last time they placed their DPS. No, they weren't. Never mind. A couple seasons ago, they were diamond on DPS for several seasons. Interesting. Kind of an odd profile.
looks like they were a DPS main for a while. Got to mid diamond and then unfortunately dropped.
Mm-hmm. Then they have a same as a plat tank. Arvizo Gold and Alliator. How do they run this? I guess it's because
On the
because
sheet,
Triton's
same
the
as
only
a
diamond.
gold. On the smart sheet, same as a gold. I
Oh,
don't know if they're
true.
considered.
So yeah, because of the new SR rule, even though they climb to plat, they don't count as it until next season. Forgot about that.
I thought I thought once you climbed into plat, then you do start to count as a plat. I thought that was like the limit that you can reach.
I believe it's once you hit diamond. I think it's from plat
This
to
week of
diamond.
the podcast, when we interview an admin to clarify the rule, we'll figure it out.
I mean, I could go back to the first. I could go back to the
Podcast comes out every Wednesday.
first season of the or first episode of the podcast where we actually talked about it. We're ready as well. But I think either way, even if he was a plat, I'm pretty sure everybody else on the team is plat or gold, and then Triton's the only diamond. Is what
Yeah.
we looked at, so it really doesn't matter.
Now
Oh, they do have
entering
Robo Monkey. They're also a
phase
diamond
zero.
tank,
Are they in?
but they're not in. Yeah,
they're
they're not in right now.
so-
But on their roster, I think they're here in the game, just hanging out on the bench for right now.
for sure. So we go to King's Row. And I didn't see any swaps. I wasn't really paying attention, but it looks like, as far as I can tell, oh, did they swap up the supports on the side of Seattle? No, they didn't. No, yeah, this is the same lineups.
Zockless, they were in, yeah. I think so.
What did they? I thought they were in last map. I'm pretty sure this is the same line. I don't know. Maybe I'm going
Ready
crazy.
for battle.
It's been a long day.
It's when you climb 2 ranks. Yes, but there is a rank. Once you go from, I think it's when you go from plat to diamond, you will automatically update, even if you were to just plat.
Attackers
It's only 2
incoming
ranks
in
if you're
30
like gold or
seconds.
below that you can climb 1,000 SR, and it won't affect you. It does update though when you swap teams and whatnot, and there's some rules with that. But looks like see King's Row. This would have been what Seattle's map pick. I don't know if this is the place to go, to be honest. Triton's Bastion. I don't know if you've watched their games, but he plays Bastion on this map on defense at least. And I've seen a lot of teams really struggle against it. Here we
That'd be
have
pretty nasty.
we have the Tracer. Oh no, Triton immediately picks up hacks on the Hanzo. Fortunately, they have the res. They're going double shield here. Double sniper,
Double sniper versus double shield.
Yeah, exactly. And you do see the BAP on both sides this time, so I think that's good.
Yeah. Bat Mercy, no, sorry, Alliator's playing Lucio.
Ooh, a trade. The Hacks and Triton to switch, but Ramonda then picking up the BAP, and that should just be the fight. Right, oh no, Rez is back in. But they're still down their BAP, which means, yeah, the tanks are really going to struggle. Also, Sigma versus Zarya. Sigma shield's gone. Well, not quite, but I think the Zarya's going to win that at full charge, unless the, yeah, Hack CMP comes in late and will actually get staggered, which means they won't even be able to hold close. In theory, I think you would say Seattle's comp probably is better. They have double shield, which means it's going to be hard for the snipers to get picks, plus the fact that Torb just does so much more shield break. But the snipers on the side of Boston have been able to get the picks and just make it difficult for Seattle to have the time to really get the shield break in and win the fight that way. Grab Dragon is also about to be up. Scarlet's got to be really quick with this Immort. Ruby goes down too. Widow's traded plus the res, which is good. Dragon. Grab Dragon, but the Immort is up. Immort goes down. Ooh, and
But it's real low.
Yeah. They didn't have time after the Immort to heal up. Nice charge in. We'll get the trade onto Ninja, which is good because he had the Shatter as well. But Hax is down, and the Hanzo's now flanking. It doesn't look like the supports do now notice. And they do get the pick. So it's a 4v3. Main tank is still up here.
Should be a free shatter.
Yeah, he should be able to shatter this. There we go.
There you go.
Both supports, but misses the fire strike. No follow-up on it. We'll get the BAP. but it's super low. Can they keep
They
him
can
up?
charge him out of the Emort.
Ah, he got taken down. Ooh! You see
big
that
lift.
dodge?
He used to lift to dodge the Shredder.
That was
Silent
awesome.
on him here.
And they get the picks off of it too now with Fala
Ooh,
over onto
Cheesy.
the map. Cheesy popping
off
off.
here.
That dodge.
The Fala here for the cleanup. That was slick.
Yeah, I don't know
You
if that was on
gotta highlight that
purpose, but that was glorious.
No, it was calculated. It was big
For
brain,
sure,
of
for
course.
sure. All right. Oh, and look, Alligator's gone over to the Mercy. Wants to match. Same comp now. Triton over onto the comfort pick of the Soldier instead of the Widow.
Fala
now.
on Ash here instead of the Torbjorn.
Yeah, and they've already got 40 ult charge. Weird window. There's not really a lot of follow-up that can come through that. And Scarlet has theirs. I think they should drop that right now. Yep, there it is. Fire Strike
See if
comes
Ruby can get
through.
someone.
Nothing. But, yeah, they stood there a bit too long just looking at that window. There's the flank, though. Look at Ramonda in the back. Will get pressured out. Triton's also trying to pressure, but Cheesy doing a good job at zoning that angle. Hanzo's on the high ground, very low. Maxine P gets that pick, nicely done. They probably do have the res still up, though. I think the res should come out? No, never mind. I don't know where that pick went at.
They might not have it here.
Dragon out, just a zone. Can they get that pick on the Hanzo? No, they don't want to pressure it.
I don't think they maybe know that he's over there.
King has another
then now he's back
shatter.
with the
Ooh,
speed.
but there's Grab Dragon on the other side. I think they're still holding on to the Immort, fortunately. They need to try and take the fight here at the corner so that they can Immort it around. Lots of ults.
Cheesy's really got to eat this. Unfortunately, doesn't get it.
Doesn't
Nice
get
Emort
either.
placement, though.
But he goes down. Yeah, and they're going to be
Gets
so low.
Both tanks down.
Nice charge onto the Bob. The Bob's going to get burned really, really quickly. And yeah, that will just be the fight. Second point, a pretty decent hold, honestly. I think that they will be fine with that, but it will still be, what, like 4 minutes here for the last point?
Yeah, they're going to have plenty of time here to try to capture
almost 4 minutes.
point 3.
Ooh, and that was a really aggressive charge from Ruby. Especially because Mfala is still down on the Ash. Shatters on both sides. Wall, again, kind of an awkward position. Just kind of zoning that corner.
Maybe used a little early here. There's going to be a shatter coming in. There it is.
Huge shatter.
A little predictable, but it does get 2.
No dodge
Cheesy
this
again
time.
up in the air.
They get anybody. Doesn't look like he got anybody. Just went to the high ground with his Ash and burst.
Yeah, that's actually a great use of that out there to get to the high ground. They're going to be able to bring down a lot of damage here, especially with that Mercy Pocket in the Ash up there with
Sure.
them.
They got to
no one's
touch.
going to be there to contest the card. Yeah.
Oh, Ruby's got to get there. Ooh, the Dragon puts in a lot of damage. But Triton's just on the side. Shooting in. Triton taking the 1v1 with Hax. Hax loses that 1v1 as well.
I don't think anyone else on Seattle knows that Triton's over there.
No, Triton's gonna, yeah. They will clean up that fight in 2 minutes and 42 seconds as Alligator goes off the map. Left on King's Row, which is a very, very fast time.
To 3. Switching sides.
Chucho says, where's Reckless? Reckless is no longer on Seattle,
Initiating
actually.
match.
Unless you meant in the chat, where's Reckless, then I have no idea.
He's popping off on Florida somewhere.
True, true. You'll see him next week.
Yes, sir.
Who do we play? Do we play Seattle here coming up? I know. I'm pretty sure we play them in like week 7 or 8 or something like that. So we'll be playing these teams. I don't know. We already played Boston, so we won't be playing them till, assuming we both get to playoffs.
Yeah.
Ready for battle.
Double sniper now from Seattle this time. Looking to take a page out of Boston's book. And here you go. This is what I was talking about. Triton on the Bastion.
Here comes the Bastion.
Attackers
Bastion Echo.
incoming.
Man, that's going to be a lot for Seattle to deal with.
No, I think the Hanzo's extremely good against Bastion, especially because Triton loves to sit. You see where he's going right now. He loves to just sit on this high ground without a shield, and he just does his own thing. And Hanzo should be able to punish that pretty well. But that really also, then Mifala has to win versus Ramonda, and the tanks have to win the 1v1s on their own as well.
3, 2.
Yeah, if Seattle paths here to the right around the statue, they should be able to get out of the line of sight of the Bastion here and really take the battle to the tanks.
And Seattle already
Let's see
burned
if
their
they
Immort
notice it.
in spawn, so that's interesting.
Strange tactic.
Triton already pressured out. That's what you want to see. I don't think he's going to let himself get killed. It's really hard to kill the Bastion fast enough before he can get around a corner. but he's gonna constantly, hopefully, be pressured out and won't be able to get a lot of value from the Bastion pick. And that's where it really just is up to the tanks of Seattle to win the 1v1. They do trade.
Ooh, it's a tank trade.
And Haxi MP gets 2.
Haxi MP here gets 2.
Yeah. That's what you needed.
Scarlet cleaning up, nice. Just the echo here now, so you can get a little bit of a stagger. Who does picked off Zockless?
Yeah, and there's only one person on the point. They're gonna cap super slowly. They need to get more people on this point. They're gonna
Yeah,
have
their
a
run's coming back
recontest.
here.
Yeah, they're gonna touch.
Echo.
They've got 3. They're gonna have 4 if they want to touch. They
Are
could,
they going in
but
here? They don't have a Lucio, so it's a little tricky.
yeah.
Yeah, they stay out.
Loss.
Maybe smart to make sure all 6 are spawned back here and take the fight on this corner.
It's a trade, and the res comes through. Res right inside that dragon, but fortunately doesn't get picked. Hacks with another pick onto the Zarya. That's huge. This should just be the win for them. Although Triton is over onto the Widowmaker, see what he can get done. Also the
Ramonda
Echo.
was just there here in the back line of Seattle.
Ooh,
I've
gets
noticed that they'd like to do that a lot, eh? Triton and Ramonda.
Yes.
Always in the back line, always taking these big flanks.
Yeah, they're very much flanker style, which I think can be hard to deal with, but I think you're seeing that Seattle is starting to adjust somewhat to that and making sure that they're watching out for it, and now they're struggling a little bit. Cheesy, look at that, very aggressive positioning. Will have built up this grab. There is no dragon to go along with it, but they do have a bat ball, so perhaps they can layer in those 2 ults. And Hacks again with another pick. Huge shatter, grab to counter, copy onto the Reinhardt. So many ults being used, but right now it looks like Boston is getting the better of this fight. And yeah, Cheesy gets shattered again. And Triton just cleaned up from that off angle again. Those DPS being extremely aggressive on the defense. And now it's going to be sights free sights. Look at this. Both Widows are going to have sights up in this fight. Early.
Yeah. You gotta imagine that both are gonna be used as soon as one gets picked.
Yeah.
Popped, I mean.
I like this positioning. They're coming in, not giving them the sight lines, although I think they could take the fight. Like, both teams have the sights. Like, you don't really have to wait. You could just go in and take the fight.
Just a little 15-second timeout here.
Yeah, exactly. There's more ults here for Seattle, so we'll see what they can get in. And the pick onto the Widow, that's
Ooh,
nice.
pick by Mafala.
Hax is also kind of on a flank, although will not go fully around. Will come back to his team, playing it safe. Shatter again. Ninja's gotten 2 in the time that Ruby has been holding onto this one shatter. Still doesn't use it. Will just hold on to it in this grab, and will go down. And look at that. Ninja's already up to 60% onto another shatter before Ruby King has used 1. And that'll be his 3rd.
It's unfortunate that Ruby got grabbed on top of the cart. I'm not sure, like, I would even be hesitant to press Q there too. I don't know how, like, because Shatter is one of those alts that has these weird interactions with the geometry of the map, so I'm not sure how that one would have went if he actually hit Q there.
Well, if you shatter, you kind of hop out of the grab for a second, so he should have been able to
Yeah.
just kind of like hop out of it onto the ground and shatter. If he wanted to counter shatter into the grab, I think it could have
Yeah.
been a good play, but decides to hold it. I do think at this point, like, Reinhardt builds shatter so quickly, you kind of just need to press Q. Even if it hits a shield, like, he could have built up like another shatter
Yeah.
or 2 in this time. Like, just let her rip. And I think he's looking for it now. But look at this, Ninja has another shatter up already. Still no shatters.
Ruby used it here.
So copy in onto the break. Shatter does come out. Nice block. Still no shatter. Mafella gets a pick. Shatter hits the shield. Unlucky. Both Grinds have a nice block. Here comes the grab. Okay, grab dragon. That should be the cleanup there. There's no immort for it. And Mafella again has actually been winning the 1v1 versus Triton quite consistently now, which is really good.
Yeah, Mafala's able to kill him now probably 2 or 3 times in a row here.
And they get the late stagger onto Ali later. That's going to be really nice. And look at this. Ramonda onto the Hanzo. Triton immediately onto the Soldier. They just switch over to what I think is more of a comfort pick for them. See if the consistent damage will be more used or if the pick potential of the Widowmaker on the other side be stronger. Ali later over onto the Lucio as well. They wanted that speed to get back. Ooh, Ramonda already gets a pick onto the Brigitte. Allied with a pick on the Widow as well. I think you need to probably back up if you're Seattle now. This time, Ruby King does have another shatter. And see, he built it up really fast. Like, press that
They both
Q
have
button.
their shatters back, yeah. I really want to see Ruby King use a Shatter early here.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully they learn from their past mistake there on point 2.
Yeah, it's time.
Just whip it out.
Get it out there, you know? If you're gonna hit a
Yeah.
shield, at least do it quick. Build up another one, you know, eventually you hit it. Ooh, nice!
Ooh, big fire strike.
Yeah,
You're still gotta watch out for the ninja shatter here.
Where did I see? I saw Triton a second ago. He just vanished. Oh, he's way over there. Okay. Thought he might have been
It's pretty
flanked.
speedy on those legs.
Yeah, true. That was a nice stagger, though. Also resetting Same's energy and the stagger on the ninja. This is really, really good. Ruby King, I think they should just shatter here. If they see somebody out of position, just shatter, get that pick. Another stagger could really get him the win. Ooh. Pick
Ooh,
off,
nice stagger there on Ellie later.
Ramonda's has his high ground, but is sonicked out, so that's good for them. Oh, they forget about him, though. They're just letting him sit there. Shatter's huge! And Ruby King doesn't decide to counter shatter like he had. He was in the backline. He could have free shattered. Grab Dragon, though. They are still actually up in this fight. Our Seattle, they're trying to press their advantage. Hack's getting extremely aggressive right into the face of the Reinhardt. And they have the Brig, so I think they're just going to clean up this fight. Soldier pops the ult, but does not touch the point. And a minute 30 seconds is not bad at all. A minute 30 to 2:42 still definitely could go either way here.
To 3.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that time at all. Minute and a half is pretty respectable. Now Seattle is going to be attacking first here again. Do you remember the comp that came out on last time? It was a double sniper?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see here if Triton is going to be on the Bastion.
I would
Bastion
think
Echo is
not.
what they started on point 1. We'll
They
see now if that's
may, but I think that was like that's what gave Seattle such a good first push. Like after that, it was way closer. But the first push they took like instantly because of that comp. And yeah, and you'll see that they will just go back onto their comfort picks where they have seen the most success. But I do think it's really nice to see that Seattle's really starting to come to life here in this matchup, making some adjustments and starting to make this a much more competitive game.
Attackers
I think a lot of that credit has to go to MOWL. They really were winning the Widow duel against Triton, and it caused the DPS of Boston to switch up the comp and maybe not focus on the DPS of Seattle, but more so to attack the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot more easier to do on third point just because of the map geometry. But we'll see how that goes here for point number 1. See if MOWL can pop off and
5,
get an early pick here.
3, 2.
Yep, we heard the Sonic already come out from the defense up that high ground, so MOWL instead goes for a bit of a different angle. Bottom right, I think this is smart, not going now into that arrow where they can be seen.
Triton loves to hang out up in that window.
Yeah, loves the high ground. Ramonda
I mean, why
already
not?
gets a pick onto the Reinhardt. He goes down super early, no immort for him, and he just ends up dying. Still pressure being applied, and HackCMP does get his counterpart, although it will be rezzed later on the Mercy. It's tagged, but Cheesy, very high energy. Ooh, will get reset though. Right as the Reinhardt gets back, and Ramonda, 3 picks for them in that fight. Looking for more. Trying to see if they can't get some stagger kills here, but don't want to push too aggressively.
Yeah, Boston's playing this really positionally well. It's going to be difficult to get some value out of the Widow. And MOWL does just switch now to the Soldier, recognizing that...
Fully matching the comp here. Look at the pressure that's coming out on Raymonda, or I mean onto Ruby. So much. Ooh, Dragon comes out.
Big Dragon. Picks off same. Ruby King does go down, though.
So
Tank swap.
But yeah, it looks like Seattle's getting the better of this
Seattle
fight.
gets 2 more.
Ooh, Shatter on the
Oh,
2.
big slam.
Ninja does get 1 kill off of that. Is
Just
still
Ninja
alive.
on point here.
Cheesy's down. That's huge. They needed that Zarya. Although, trade still coming through. It's back and forth. Alligator with the Valk will come in. MOWL getting pressured out by that. There's also a ball back. MOWL grabs the health pack. Ruby King just swinging. Does have the Shatter. Lays it down. Nice Immort though. And Dragon. So much damage onto Ruby. Back into the Immort they go. Still alive. Ooh, Lucio popping off. Okay.
Okay. Zockless, alright.
Zuck was absolutely popping off in that fight, getting a bunch of cleanup kills, and they will take this for a point. That was super close, so it's got to be scary if you were Seattle, but they do take the point, and this gives them life in this series. And you see HackCMP pushing up. There's a bunch of blinks, so we'll have to retreat a little bit. And MOWL has the visor, but they're on the card. I'm really surprised they're not having him try to go get a flank or play with the team. Like, that is their only ultimate, and they're having him push the card. But so kind of interesting positioning there. Ruby
I
getting
think
really
Seattle
aggressive.
kind of really needs to play the card here, just based on how much flanking Ramonda and Triton have been doing. I think it's kind of safe just to play the card.
Oh, they have ults here. They need to use them before the other side uses them. Shatter goes into the shield. Nice block. Ruby King will about to have their Shatter if they can survive. Oh, so
Two
low
Immorts come
though.
out.
Ooh, nice
Oh,
beat.
big beat.
Visor as well gets the Lucio. DPS also, Manda is down. Pulse bomb's out. Nice amount of damage. But Triton's starting to clean up. Windows out on both sides.
Two windows.
Oh, but the Visor, that's
Look
going
at
to be
Boston
so
cleaning
much
us up.
damage.
Yeah.
Triton's going to absolutely
Triton through that window.
Complete.
That's as far as they will get, but they will be happy to have gotten it that far.
Score.
I think that's a
Yeah,
big
definitely a
difference.
respectable push.
Yeah, I think the big difference we're seeing, though, is the fact that they left their soldier on the point with ultimate instead of sending their soldier out to go make plays. And I think that's the biggest thing that you're seeing between Seattle and Boston. Boston, their DPS are just going to make plays all the time. And the best that Seattle has looked is when they've played to punish that. But the thing is, Seattle's not looking to make plays, they're looking to punish. And in that fight, they just kind of they also always seem to be the second one to use ults, right? It's always Ninja uses Shatter, then Ruby uses Shatter. Triton uses Visor, then Mephala uses Shatter, Visor. Like the only thing I think that's been proactive has been Hax. He's been the one that's kind of been proactive with his dragons, with his pulse bombs, and that kind of thing. I think you need to see a little bit more from the rest of the team about being proactive and trying to make some plays against Boston.
Yeah, for sure. If they don't show it here in overtime, I'd like to at least see it in map 3 where they're just a little more aggressive, a little more proactive with their all usage.
Or I think the other thing is they need to play to punish more. Like if you're not going to be proactive about trying to make your own plays, then you really got to play to punish when the enemy DPS do so. Shield again. Look at this. Look at the Tracer already.
Look at Ramonda already in the back line, eh?
Triton gets a pick off
just
already.
straight for it.
And that's going to be the first point. I mean, the BAP went down instantly. There's not enough sustain here for Ruby, and the first point will just instantly be gone. Sleep in just for style points, but I think that's actually going to get them picked off because they drop from that high ground. And look at this. They're just, Ramonda's not going to stop. They're just going to keep pressuring here until that Ana is dead. Although it is being pocketed, but will end up going down. And now the BAP's going to go down too. I bet you Scarlet's going to die. Yep. That means both healers are going to get long spawned all the way on third point. And knowing how Boston's been playing, they're going to push up. They're going to take advantage while there's no healers here. At least they should. But maybe they won't.
Yeah, Seattle's got to get out of here. Like, I think someone just needs to make that. Even if they go back to their own spawn and find those supports, like they have to make sure they do not get picked here.
And neither of their supports swapped to Lucio either. Look at that.
No.
They stayed on what they were. So they literally only have one fight here. Now, it is only going to be about like a minute 20 by the time they take this fight, probably. And they are contesting the cart. Haxi MP actually went to cart to contest, but now they're going to be in danger. They use that Wraith to get out. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Nice Immort there.
Nice Immort from Scarlet.
So there's no main tank on this side now. If Ruby can be kept up, which they need to keep him up, he could be able to build up to the Shatter here in this fight. Ooh, that's a huge pick on Arvizo. I think if you're Boston, you need to reset here. You need to reset immediately. You get another fight. They will get another fight, and I think this is where you'll see Boston's DPS really try and go for plays, right? Triton's trying to build up the Ramonda onto the Pharah, but
interesting swap.
Look at the DPS here from Seattle. I don't know why they showed themselves. They could have went for the counter. Ooh, can they get the Pharah? Oh, Haxi MP gets the Pharah on Reaper. That's really nice.
Yeah, of all the heroes.
Watch the window. Watch the windows. They eat it. That's huge. And the Shatter.
It's 5. Ruby.
And the beat used. I mean,
best beat.
Oh, I don't know. They could have gotten another touch here and used that beat in the next fight. But now, if they stagger it out, this could be really bad. And Mephala has the Visor. They have the window. They have the same combo that cleaned it up on the defense for Boston. Could we be seeing this end up being a win? Arvizo over onto the Mercy. Triton does have the Visor.
Look at the ulti for Boston. They're going to have Grab and they're going to have Visor.
And Scarlet's down with the window. They didn't use it.
That's a huge pick.
Grab is out. Visor to counter.
Everyone's got a frisk Q here.
Visor's coming out too, though, and there's still a shield for the offense. One trade through. 2 picks. Cheesy. And Mifala gets the
Mafala
mercy.
takes down Aricio.
Give
They
up
gotta
their own
touch.
life.
You
It's
gotta touch
2v2. It's
Cheesy.
2v2.
You gotta touch.
The rock is huge, but the Ana's so low. The Ana goes down. It's just Cheesy here. Immort's out.
Ball makes it back.
It's huge. Ball slam. Still no picks though. Allilator's 1 HP. They need to get
Cheesy's
Allilator.
trying to get his ult here. Oh, he goes down.
And they will not touch it. And Boston clutches
Oh
it.
no.
Ah, that's brutal, dude.
Man, that was as close as it can get.
That was like they had everything they needed to hold there on the defense rebeat. This was that last shatter here.
This is gonna be a 5K slam here around the corner. Yeah.
Right into the window, nicely done.
And then the beat. Yeah.
But yeah, they
That's a big
lost.
slam.
Yeah, they lost Scarlet right before this last fight, where they would have had window visor, and that was
maybe could have been the difference.
That truly was what ended up losing that map, which is just feels bad, right? Like
Oh, it's so unfortunate.
well played by Boston to get that pick off, and oh, what a close map. That's a good though. That's what we wanted to see after the first map. We did not want to see them go down. Like if you're gonna go down, that's the way to go down, right?
Go down swinging, yeah.
Oh, so that makes Boston go up 2-0 here on the day, and we will see what map pick comes through for Seattle here. Whew. I think the only swap that can even be made would be RoboMonkey coming in on tank for Boston. Looks like there's nobody else even in the lobby that they could bring in for either team. And I don't think they can bring in RoboMonkey from what we looked at SR wise, right? Unless
they take out Triton.
True, but I don't think they're gonna do that because
Yeah.
that's the only DPS player. And the only thing I thought of was if Ninja counts as gold. No, never mind, because if he counts as gold, if Robo came in, that'd be a +2, so that wouldn't work. So I think they're locked in with these rosters for tonight, I would assume. So we're probably not going to see any swaps. It really will just be the map pick. And I haven't actually looked at the maps for this week because we had a bye week, so I have no idea what the options are that they could go for. I know 2CP, obviously, and then payload, but I don't know what the payload maps that are available for this week would be.
Let's have a look here. I'm going to bring it up. Week 5, Havana, Junkertown, Route 66, and Gibraltar.
Ooh, I don't think they're gonna
Is that
want
all
to
of
take
them?
I don't think they're gonna want to take them to any of those maps. I think they'll go
Yeah.
2CP if I had to guess. Surely they go 2CP. I think they go. What do you think? Like, I don't think they want to go Sky. Yeah. Maybe Temple of Anubis.
I think if they're going to go escort, it's probably going to be Junkertown. But I think
Yeah. I mean, there's
what would
double
they, what would
sniper
they
did
play
look pretty
here?
good. I'm thinking either like Anubis or Hanamura,
Yeah.
or maybe
I would say
Junkertown. I mean,
Anubis. Anubis or Junkertown is what I would say, depending on the map type they want to play on.
See, my thought was why they wouldn't want to go to a map like that is because, like, yes, they looked good on the double sniper, but Boston looks really good when they're able to flank and play that type of style. And Junkertown, like, there are
True.
so many flanking high grounds and routes you can take. Like, I don't know if you want to take them to that map.
Yeah, that can be applied to really all of the escort maps with all of the different routes and flanks that can be done. And you saw them; they switched to Farah there too. So if they really want to play Farah, you might want to stay at escort.
True. I mean, eventually, if Seattle's gonna win this one, ooh, they're gonna go Havana. Okay.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
again, I was thinking about kind of similar way, right? But I think Havana's less flank routes than Junkertown. So if you're gonna go for double sniper,
Just power through it.
Oh goodness. If you're gonna go for that, then Havana probably would be the pick because I think most of the time teams are just gonna match you. Although you also have the potential for that like close hold type comp, but I don't think we probably are gonna see Boston run that. Oh, they could run it.
I don't think Seattle do it. I think Boston might.
Yeah, Boston may actually try and go from like a close up hold, but I think if they can break that, then you're gonna see Seattle do a little bit better, right? Because we did see
Yeah.
that they were doing quite well on the double. I don't know why I can't say double today, but there's something with double sniper that I just cannot say. It
It
keeps
was well, it was
messing
the
up.
double sniper, double shield, eh? Like they
Yeah.
wanted to play that Sig. They even played it on King's Row. Then they were playing the double sniper with I think sometimes they had Hanzo, but a follow on the Widow especially, and then Bat Mercy. Like I think that comp kind of just works on this map. But now it's the question of do you want to play Boston on this map with what they've played? And Triton obviously extremely good on the Bastion. Bastion's pretty good on escort maps. So I don't know. I kind of want to see him play Bastion here.
Play the Bastion. I
Yeah.
think it could struggle just because like especially Hanzo's really good versus Bastion. But you know, it could work. I also think Soldier, I think Hanzo Widow, like all those. Yeah, I think you're gonna see the double sniper. I think that's the safest
Double
comp.
sniper.
Um,
Yeah.
Ooh, but look at what we're seeing from Seattle. They are going for the close hold, but what are these tanks? No, you're throwing.
Wait, what?
You're going for the close hold, but you're not running Ryan Zarya. You're not even running Ryan Sig. You're running Ryan Hawk. This makes no sense.
Are they
to
doing
me.
a close hold here?
Yeah. They'll do the full hold, close hold. You'll see the teleporter will get set up right there. Yeah, I've seen this before. They put the turrets here, they hold here, and then they teleport to the other door if they try to come out. I've seen them run this before, but they ran Ryan Sig before, I'm pretty sure, and I think they're just gonna get run over. I think they are gonna get absolutely smashed. You see the Pharah coming out. You see the Kree, yeah.
You kind of need a shield for this. Well, I mean Sig obviously, but Roadhog is a weird one.
And there's no hit scan for this Pharah. This is spooky. The stun comes out. They get the Immort out. Mufala's trying to get something on the Reaper, but so many cooldowns have already been pressured out of the defensive side, although Ruby does get a pick. So they do have the trade, but they're backing up. They're not even taking the card fight here. So they're playing more
they
for
really
poke,
got to fight on card.
but they don't have poke DPS. They have more poke tank. That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. They went poke tanks with Brawl DPS, and yeah, they're gonna get eaten up by this Pharah.
Yeah.
They do get Triton, but yeah, Ramonda up to the barrage, Triton up to
Triton
the high
and
knee.
Ramonda already with their ults.
Yeah, and look
Same
at
thing with our Viso pretty
tanks. And Ruby swapped now. They've reset their ult charge. They're on ball. Now it's the double sniper.
Oh.
So this is a mess. I don't know. I don't know about that start, unfortunately, for Seattle. They seem a bit lost on this map already. Scarlet does have the ultimate, but ooh, the ult gets eaten. Except Hax does go down. Elevator traded. The Pharah's on fire. Will go down to that, I think. That's 2 picks off by the dynamite, but Noon gets 1 back. 1 down. I think they'll get another touch and a decent fight here, but it's 3v4 right now.
They're going in with 3. Oh, the Ruby King's back here on ball.
Yeah, and Scarlet's
At this
down.
point.
Scarlet down, though. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. You see, Same has the grab. They won't even need it. Shatters in. This will just be stalled from the Lucio for a little bit.
Yeah.
That'll be the first
I think
point.
that's twice now. We've seen some kind of confusing comps, like down map 1 when they ran out with the dive and with the no Lucio and they got beat to the high ground. And now again with this, I mean, well, we already described it. Their attempt to hold close to the door here was just a little bit off. I mean, I like the idea. I like the idea of a really aggressive defensive hold there because it gives you a second opportunity to contest the payload. But execution was just maybe a little bit.
Tank up, like now they're running the tank up that they should have ran earlier.
Exactly, yeah.
On a point that, like, if you were gonna run poke tanks, like, this is the point that you'd run it on because you play the high ground. So I'm just confused as to what they're doing. They do have the Sig ult, though. They have the beat as well. Hax needs to get healed up. He's very low. But will end up getting kept up. The grab from the other side is ready to go, and they do drop, so here comes the grab. Ooh, nice lift as a counter, as well as the beat. 2 picks will be brought back. That should just be a fight win for them. Unless somebody really clutches on the other side. But yeah, they will take out Ninja. And nice little stagger kills here in the end. Both the DPS from Seattle. Getting a lot of kills in that fight. Building up to the Dragon and towards that High Noon as well. Triton and Mifala almost the exact same ult charge. Ooh, Hax with a nice stagger kill.
Yeah, that's a huge stagger there.
Yeah, plus has the dragon, so he can dragon them on the engager if he wants to. Nice high ground control here.
Austin not afraid being down 1, pushing in early.
Yeah.
But the Ramon is essentially back here now.
No immort. Here it comes.
big
Dragon
dragon.
through. Yeah, we'll get
Get
the
Sally
Lucio.
later.
And Ninja's low as well.
They gotta be aggressive here and push out. They do have the man
Yeah,
advantage.
they gave up the high ground as well. Look at this, Raymonda. Free high ground with this pulse bomb about
Yeah.
to be up.
You gotta imagine that they're gonna successfully stick somebody here.
Ooh. Get pressured out. That's good. Ooh. Stun doesn't hit though.
Well used.
But will survive. Shatter! Nicely done.
Gets 2.
Scarlet down
Oh,
again.
they do go down.
So it is the trade, but that's gonna favor the offense, I think. Yeah, I think Boston's gonna clean this up. They have high ground control as well, and they still have ultimates. Although Hax does trade one back, but yeah, in the end, it's just Sigma and Hanzo here. I don't think they're gonna be able to kill the whole team. Triton just cleaning up the rest. And now you're gonna see Seattle. They're gonna have to come in for that last second touch. They do have the window noon. They have a lot of ults. So in theory, if they can get out without getting pulse bombed, they might be able to win this fight. And Ramonda's playing it pretty defensively. Noon to zone. Immort is out though. Breaks the shield. Ruby goes down. And Noon does get Zarya. Scarlet down, Hacks down. That's gonna be the point taken. It's a 5v2. Just the stall here, and I think Cheesy will try to get out. May even get staggered here, though.
Ooh, I think that's dangerous. Yeah, I think they should have. There's a stagger.
I mean, fortunately, they invested the pulse bomb for a stagger kill, which I don't know if that's quite worth. But in the end, it will be a stagger.
Well, they did switch off here now. Actually, this is a pretty good point for Widow. So maybe that was their plan all along.
I mean,
what are your thoughts on not engaging there and trying to just give up the point, but then fighting like right here where the crowd is now?
That was the thing that I thought was weird too, because like it's a thing we were talking about earlier, where it's like it always seems like Boston's the first one out, right? It was like they high nooned when they came out, and then after Ruby King had went down, then MOWL high nooned. It's just like they're a bit slower on that stuff. Like Ruby King holding on to the shatter this whole time, like man, just lay that down. There's no shield, like right here, just shatter. There's no shield for them.
Especially now, Reinhardt's dead.
They just hold on to it. 2 of their teammates dying this time. Scarlet once again down, as well as MOWL, and still holding the shatter. But see, look, you see Hax if he builds that dragon up, shoots it at me. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like Hax kind of has that right idea. He doesn't get a ton of value out of the ult, but at least he's using it. And now he waits for the Rhine to get back, and then shatters the shield. Oh, this is rough. Hax trying his absolute best, gets 3 kills.
Hax has really been popping off here. Just the Lucio. Well, I'll let him Triton here on Jescar, but I think they're gonna back up once they see the Sigma come.
Hax literally, absolutely breaking
Big
his
stagger
back.
on Triton.
And
another dragon.
My goodness.
Like that's what I mean. Hey, just use it.
Yeah.
you'll build it back so quickly.
I mean, Hax is gonna need some medication after this map. I can't imagine.
Yeah, he's gonna have a sore back.
Holy.
No, like I do actually think Seattle's playing quite well. It's just their ults are always second.
So slow.
Unless you're, with the exception of Hax, the ults are second. Unfortunate pick there. Good shot there for Ramonda. Looks like both Widows might have their sights come up.
There's the dragon. Grab in. Is there any follow-up? Beat in, nice, but the noon.
Oh, the high noon through the window. That's dangerous.
Oh, it's good. They did survive. MOWL is also back, trying to land some damage, but Ruby's down again. It's Hax again. Another pick from this. 2 more picks. Really getting warmed up on this Hanzo.
They do not want to lose here. This could be a big sight. I think the sight's used only to counter Hax here.
Both DPS. Another pick. Another pick. Will we get the BAP as well? Not quite, but
he's popping off.
Look at that, almost to another dragon.
That's Hax has had 3 dragons. This will be their 3rd dragon just on this bridge phase.
Yeah, absolutely clutching it. And now look, Triton's off the Widow, which means MOWL in theory should just kind of have free sightlines, although is getting pressured out by Triton, which we should kind of expect that. Shatter out, does get a couple. Survive though. Scarlet almost has the window. Dragon again. They have a Triton gets a pick. They're trading it out. Is overtime, so this is the time. Use your ults. Use your ult. Shatter. No.
Unfortunate.
We'll go down, and now look. It looks like Boston's actually clutching this. Lucy will go down. There's no counter picks. I think they're just going to roll this right in. Why is my mouse dying? Hello?
Uh-oh.
What did I click? There we go.
Zachmas was able to touch there for a second, but that will do it.
In overtime, they do clutch it out. And despite truly Hacks EMP's absolute best efforts,
0
they will
to
end up
3.
losing that map.
Switching sides.
Oof.
Truly unfortunate. Matt, the third point is so brutal to try to push there for the attackers.
Truly.
I find they have such a disadvantage, but so credit due to Boston, they got it there. Overtime or not.
Meow. Now we gotta zoom back to first point. We'll see if
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Seattle will try to do a similar, or I mean, Boston will try to do a
Boston.
similar hold, or if they'll do something a little bit different. I'm thinking they'll possibly try it, but with a more of a tanky. Oh, they're gonna do the Farah.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
I feel like this is something that actually could work. Normally, I don't think it's a great strat, but I feel like with the way these two teams play, Seattle's just playing slower, right? And I think if they play slow at all, they're gonna get absolutely destroyed by the Farah above the roof. Because if they come out and they just kind of sit at the doors, if they don't rush down the other team and win the fight quickly, or take care of the Farah immediately, that Farah is just gonna eat them alive from behind. And look again,
Well,
they're running this different tank lineup.
I think one of the things that the teams have to consider here is that it's not always necessarily a game of who gets the most picks and who wins every individual fight, but you also got to play the clock here. And I think by playing up close, taking these early fights, you do take some time off the clock.
Stop the payload.
I think that's the real advantage of doing this, even if you just get flattened, which ideally won't happen.
Oh, look at this. Cheesy's gone over to the Reinhardt, and Ruby's over onto the Sig now. And immediately the Farah's down. Don't let him res. Widow has to go back into spawn. That's second pick.
There you
Hacks EV
go.
with 2 again. This man just does
big
not
rock from
want
Ruby.
to win this or
It's
lose
3
this.
from Hacks.
Yeah, and pretty much killed that Zarya on his own as well. Gets cleaned up at the end by Ruby, but almost kills the soldier. Again,
They got
doesn't
the big
look-
rock on the soldier there to stun him, so
Yeah.
they were certainly effective. Oh, don't leave the cart. There you go.
We do see the tank swap up from Seattle. We'll see if this does anything for them.
Triton switches over to the Widow. That's something to watch out for.
Yeah, and Raymond over to the Hanzo, so it is the mirror matchup now. But Hacks is very warmed up onto this Hanzo, and Mafala did get the better earlier of the Widow when we won, although we'll get
Spoke
caster
a little
curse
too
there.
soon. Oh, Hacks gets some. Hacks
Hacks
picks them up.
picks him up
A little bit of
again.
They'll have the dragon here, which I expect will come out right away as soon as they
Yep,
get it. There
as
it
soon
is.
as it comes.
See,
Mercy,
it's, like that's what you got to do. That's the key.
yeah, cuts off the Reinhardt. Can they get that pick though? Doesn't look like they will.
Did we get the Zarya? There it
They
is.
do get the Zarya, that's nice. Shatter gets
Oh,
3-4.
that's huge.
That's gonna be a fight win for them. Man, imagine like you have Hacks playing this well. Like, why don't you match him up with a Zarya? Just get those grab dragons. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
you know
just
that
a
could be
little more
such a
synergy.
good combo. Ruby does have this Sigil. They're gonna have their own Shatter. On the other side, there is gonna be the grab dragon coming up pretty soon, but not quite ready. So they may be able to win this fight before that's ready. Window's out. They're walking into this window. Very dangerous. Lift.
There you go, Ruby.
Widow, nice. They do
Everyone's
win
low.
that. But there will be a res. Ooh, Window really far in the back line, but fortunately the DPS here for Seattle absolutely popping off and winning them this fight. Maybe get a stagger kill. Can they get these? They don't have speed, so Raymonda is full HP, just walking right in front of all these players, and we'll actually get out. And now it's
I
almost
think
in
Ramonda
danger.
could have a big dragon here.
Yeah.
Really cut off these tanks. There
Yep,
it is.
here
I
it
think the
comes.
dragon's maybe a little bit late, but
Oh, charges right into the dragon, but gets the kill. Will get traded out, and fortunately they do cap the point there, because if they didn't, man, that would have been the perfect
that would
opportunity.
have been a disaster.
Yeah, for that grab to come out without a shield being there. Looks like they do want to take a close-up fight as well. Fella again winning the 1v1 versus Triton. And the more stagger kills, this is really, really good for Seattle. They're making up for lost time. Oh my goodness, and the snipers here. This is why they chose this map. Like, they just had a lot of faith in their snipers. Been doing really well. Triton loses the 1v1 to Hacks. Rez may come out onto that. It looks like they're being pressured too hard to take that chance. Shatter once again is big. Gets Hacks. Shatter will get alley, but alley will survive because she was in the alley. And looks like this fight will just be cleaned up once again for Boston.
It really is a show of the snipers, eh?
Ah, dude, yeah, this map and
Pretty exciting to
Junkertown
watch.
are just such good snipers. And look at this. You see the they scouted the Hanzo
They
up
scouted
there.
it, yeah.
Really, really smart.
Hacks, man. Smart
Yeah.
player. A good player.
Nothing will get scouted though. Ooh. Okay, nice. They're using sights for both teams. Again, I want them just to push in here. They both have sights, right? There's no disadvantage. You don't need to wait it out. But they seem to be really scared of the sights here. Sigurd
It was
out.
a big lift. There's
Dragon
four there.
in. Immort though. We'll keep them up. Although, no, never mind. 3 go down. There is Raymond on the back line. Trying to get the BAP, but can't quite get that pick. Just shooting in from behind. Nobody knows he's here. He's just shooting shot after shot. And Mafala just turns around and says, no,
There
no,
you
no,
go.
no. And we'll send him back.
Not
to spawn.
today.
Let's see. We got the grab coming in. Man, Ruby ready to use the eat. Will not be able to eat that ultimate if it comes in soon. But Ninja pushing in very aggressively before his team will just go down immediately. Triton up close and personal gets that pick. Rez comes out on a Ninja right on the point. Cheesy has the shatter. Right down. Will get the Baptiste. Gets that kill. Triton another pick onto another sniper. Ramona gets Scarlet as well. Oh, this is such a close fight. The Rez does not come off. Triton kills it. But these both tanks versus DPS and Mercy. Keep swinging. Cheesy needs to just swing, even if you die. Get that damage in. They are cleaning up. Ruby King getting kill after kill. A little help of Cheesy. Zarya will go down, and that will be the point. Oh,
Some of these fights are so wild.
dude, I mean, look at the health on Cheesy. Like, both those tanks were so low. They were just living off the card heals.
I mean, they clutched it through, so you gotta give them credit.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh, that's
A lag?
unfortunate.
Is that a pause moment?
I didn't see where they fell off.
They fell off this corner here. It looked like they just walked off the map. I don't know if it was just by accident or they didn't call for a pause.
No, they're in
so-
spawn and they're hopping and swinging around, so I guess they're all right. Maybe
Yeah.
just drift a
Ooh.
little bit there for a second.
Okay, well, I went on to Hacks and he immediately got headshot, so I won't watch him.
Just the caster curse.
Ooh, top left. Really strong position for the defense. Grab Dragon comes out, Immort will go down, and yeah, this will be a reset as Mafala also dies to the Dragon as well. Ooh, Hacks the nice pick, but should get rezzed. Yeah, Rez will come out. This is just such a strong point on defense for Double Sniper. It's really going to be up to Mafala and Hacks to get like 3 or 4 picks to really realistically be able to make this push happen.
Although Ruby does open up the picks on a reso.
Yeah,
Big flux,
and
everyone's
it's
low,
so
but no
low.
one
They have the
dies.
shatter. If they want to, they won't need. They'll use the window instead. Ooh, they're looking for Triton up on the high ground. Nice, Mafala also wins that one. But no, really early, just the BAP to follow up on it. Dragon, will that get the Mercy? Ooh, will get the Mercy in Valkyrie.
Nice Dragon.
Nicely done. This is a big stagger. They have no supports. Hack still just popping off on this point. Ninja looking for the shatter. Will get 2. Gets Hack CMP and Triton gets 2 picks. The shatter though is in. Once again, this is going to be one of those fights where the tanks can't just clutch. They just keep swinging on point. And does not touch. That's a minute 40 more time in the bank for Seattle. Seattle looking to bring back this map.
Score 3-3. Switching sides.
I think you could argue their attack was much more dominant too, because they actually held third point a lot better, especially towards the end there than Boston Frost did. But I think either of these teams, like realistically, the 40 seconds, I don't think is gonna matter that much, because it's really gonna be which team gets the momentum, and whichever team gets the momentum early, I think is just gonna run away with this map.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll have to see how hard
Ready.
Hack CMP can pop off here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what they can do for
They're doing
Seattle.
the strat again, though.
Why? No, like just play Hanzo.
I mean, at least, at the very least, they're committing to it, right? Like now they've got the double shield.
Yeah.
They got the Kree for the fair if it comes out.
I mean, I would assume that this is probably something that they've practiced in scrims. So
Oh,
that's
I've seen it in their
what they're
games
going
before,
for.
so I know it's a thing that they
Yeah.
run. But also something to keep in mind. Look at this too. Same has also gone over to the Sigma, so they're now matching the double shield as well. Although nope, we'll go over to the Winston, I guess, to try and clear out the symmetric turrets and that kind of stuff. So kind of an interesting swap up
60
there.
seconds remaining.
Close hold will commence. The fire's already coming out.
Ramonda over the top here.
Triton dead already. Nicely done. Are getting a nice hold there. Coming out the left side this time. Fair on the right side. A nice split by them. Big damage coming in from the Pharah. But we'll get pressured out. And Mephala gets the Mercy as well. Full hold is commencing. Shatter in the spawn on the Ninja will be able to clean up that kill as well. Just kind of flexing on him real quick.
All right. I like it. I like the aggression.
Well, guys, I don't know
Something
why.
we haven't seen much.
Yeah, this is like, man, this is something, like, I've seen them do this before with this lineup, and it looked good before as well, but it's really working here. Window, though, Arvizo, this could be scary if they're not ready for it. Window's out. 3 from the Fire Strike. That's going to clear up this push. Die on card.
Yeah.
Don't back up. There you go. They will get another fight. It is now overtime. Shatter for Ninja, though. And, ooh, Ruby, I mean, Sigma, oh, we know what that can do in overtime.
The Sig 9.
23% away. They do swap both the DPS, though, so there will be no DPS ults coming up for them. Whereas on the offense for Boston, they will be looking at ults a lot sooner, as well as they're already having that Shatter, and the Shatter could be brutal.
Down there.
He's looking for it. I can see that the look of that
Yeah.
Reinhardt. He's looking. He's getting pressured out though, and there is a BAP wall. So the Fire Strike's already been used. Shatter's in, gets 1. Scarlet is down.
Oh, big lift, big lift.
And it happens!
Oh, the Sig 9.
Oh, that is beautiful. Nicely played. And that's actually a really, really good hold. And now, I think those 40 seconds can matter, because if the roles are reversed and they do try to go for a close hold, which I think they have to do probably, unless they're going to try and hold the first corner, but I think they'll try to go for their own full hold. That extra 40 seconds can be crucial for trying to get out of this spawn camp.
Yeah, I see. I think it's important for Boston to not try to go for the full hold, because if they do, if they lose the very first fight they lose, it's likely that they'll lose the map. And so trying to fight at the spawn doors of Seattle gives them such a significant disadvantage. So actually, I think this is one time where I don't want to see Boston push right up to the doors, because I don't think they'll necessarily guarantee themselves a clean second contest unless they, switch over to Hammond and Lucio and, try to force their way back.
And look at this, though. They're going for the Pharah on defense again with a soldier, so comfort pick for Triton. Can look really, really good.
Yeah.
And Hax is trying to pull out this Echo.
Doors.
So I think they're going to do a close hold, and it's going to be the battle, I think, between Mephala taking out Raymonda, which has done very consistently, and Hax and Triton, which Triton, I think, is the big question mark here. If he can do what he's done on the other maps on the soldier, then they may just get the hold here. Nice. I like where they're coming out of here. Giving this with a lot of space on the heli laters immediately down. That is enormous. Immort's already down for the defense. The offense does have it, but they're not using it, and they'll lose 2. Although Hax gets 2 again, dude. Hax is absolutely trying his best to win this. They still have 1 tank. It's a 4v3 here, but it's Ryan. A huge stun. Triton goes down. Shatter in. But, ooh, the nice charge. We'll clean that up. That was a huge charge.
Beautiful.
And now it's a minute. And Ninja used a Shatter that was really...
Oh, they could have 3 on card here.
Yeah.
Please keep 3 on card.
It's time for the Vermonda to clutch this. Shield them off. Make sure Hax doesn't get picked here. I think it's a big thing. Try to build up to that Shatter. There's no shield. Well, there's just same shield now. So if Cheesy can get this Shatter, it could be a guaranteed win if he can land a big one. Nice rock.
But we gotta get the Sigma.
Sigma's so low in their backline, but they're not focusing him. He's 1 HP. Gets the pack.
I think the call out maybe wasn't heard.
Cheesy gets the BAP. BAP's down. Same's down.
They're up 1 here. Just the ball on point. Spinning to win.
Arvizo gets rezzed.
They're gonna have to contest that Widow there, so they don't have free range.
Triton's just on the high ground, just popping. He's just shooting. He's playing aim labs again. But Ninja goes down. Can they touch the point? Triton's gonna have to run in.
On point.
Triton has ult. Pops it.
They gotta get Triton here.
Gonna get the Baptiste with this. Gonna get the Mercy with this as well. Nobody's looking at him. He's just popping off in their backline. He's one. We'll get away. No, we'll not get away. Hax, it's your turn.
Oh, Hack. Jeez, he gets
Now
someone.
it's Hax's turn. Needs to get this ultimate. He can do it again. They can do the Sig-9. Gets 2. And
They cleaned it
they
up.
will clean up that point.
How did that happen?
That was a mess.
Oh my god! I didn't even know what to say while watching that because it looked like there was 12 different things going on at once. I mean, what a match!
Oh, has it been a Reinhardt play of the game every single time tonight? No, Triton got to play
the
the
last
game.
two. The last
first
two.
one, yeah. Triton got the
Oh,
first
this is
one.
the triple fire strike.
Triple.
That was
Immediately
insane.
has the shatter.
Yeah.
I think if it had been me, I probably would have layered in that shatter just to flex on him. But it was good restraint not to there. Look at that, Ninja. 13 shatter kills, 20 shatter stuns. But Cheesy, 20k damage of his own. Hacks EMP, 58. What was it, 59, something like that. Crazy from just Hacks did not want to lose that map. Just did not want to lose that map.
Oh, I think it's pretty easy to give Hacks player of the map there. You know
Yeah,
what?
it's crazy.
I actually do want to shout out Ruby King as well. Probably didn't have the 2 maps that they wanted to have on their first 2. Ruby and Cheesy kind of swapped roles there, and they certainly brought it back and made some really nice plays on the Sigma. So props to Ruby King as well.
For sure.
But Hacks, yeah, definitely the star of the show there on Hanamura.
All right. Well, or when ready's up. All right. Well, I am gonna go to. I updated the score, and I will put this overlay on. I think we're gonna take a couple minute break, possibly. We will see. We'll start up some music just in case. Well, London 3-0 to Philly. All right. I think we actually predicted that, possibly. Or did we? No, I think we did predict Philly. I don't remember what our predictions were. But London has been really surprising. Me specifically, in our games a ton. I've been really pleasantly surprised because I guess I've really underestimated their roster throughout the entire season so far. So I'm glad to see that they're doing well. Philly kind of struggling though. Did they swap up their roster? I think they did swap up their roster, so that could be playing into it as well. Let me bring up the roster page real quick for myself so I can look. I have it saved in here. Rosters, because I think Philly. Yeah, Philly had swapped with their team, and I thought they were going to look better. No, but they have been struggling. I think we did predict London to win that one. I don't remember. I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did. So I think our predictions are actually going pretty well thus far. Potentially, though, with this series, if Sea Lions can manage to reverse sweep, which, I mean, obviously is a big ask, but if they were able to, they might be able to change up or break our predictions there, because we did predict Boston in the match we're watching right now, which is turning out to be a very good match now. They played well. Yeah, I'm the new main support for Philly. Oh, okay, awesome. Gotcha. Yeah, every time I look at London's roster, like they only have 8 players, and nobody that I would have preseason considered to be a DPS player. Now I have to, right? Like they're performing well. They're doing well. So I'm glad to see that. It's really nice. All right, let's exit out of that. I should probably check to see if they're asking if I'm ready. They're not. We're good. How's the chat doing? We've been quiet tonight. Normally have a little bit more interaction. Missing the boys and girls. Yeah, been a good match so far. Also, remember to wish FTB a happy birthday if you have not already. I don't think he's here currently, but he should be back here soon. So anybody think? What do people think? Think we could see a reverse sweep here? We think it's gonna end on the next map? You think it's gonna get one more map for Seattle? Go map 5? What are we thinking? Anybody have thoughts or predictions? I'm hoping we go map 5. Like honestly, I'd be happy either way it goes, but and I'm glad that it hasn't ended where it was. Yo, they didn't even ask if I was ready. That's fine. We are going over to Hanamura now for our 4th map here. Still game point for Boston. Still no swaps on either side. But it looks like they will be swapping up with the Cheesy and Ruby King swapping up what they've been playing. Which it did work out better for them on the last map.
Initiating match.
Philly had some lag problems too. Not gonna blame it on that. London deserved to win, but we had to switch up our roster because the SR difference when someone left. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that always sucks. That's really unfortunate. That's part of the reason that, like, in the league, I think it's kind of annoying having like a big roster. Sometimes can be frustrating to try and get everybody playtime, but you kind of have to in those situations have some backups. The Great Eye says 3-2 Boston. You're thinking? All right. I could definitely see that happening. I mean, I still think Boston's definitely favored to take the match, but I could see Seattle kind of pulling this map off. Although I don't like the comp I'm seeing right now. Can they not throw? Why though? Like you got the momentum, running Ryan Sigma, and then you swap back to this weird ball Sig comp that was meta ages ago. I mean, not ages. It's meta recently, but read the patch
I came back
notes.
just in time. Came back just in time to see this weird comp
Dude.
get crushed by this brawl.
I'm crying, dude. It's like I feel like sometimes people just don't read the patch notes or just don't adjust, and it's like, man, I really don't know about this ball comp. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but they've got speed boost on the other side, and I think they're just gonna come on in, say hello to Ruby King. And that's exactly what they're doing. Scarlet goes down. Hax gets the 1 pick off, but Ruby's down. Hax trying his best.
Oh my god. We'll have to see if he continue from where they left off.
Tries to get the Zarya, but can't quite get that pick, and that will be a 1 minute.
Talklin's going for the res. He gets booped away by Allilator.
They're gonna get staggered now. They gotta die immediately. They have to die now.
They just gotta die now.
If that Mercy gets picked off here in a second, it will be too late. They won't get the respawn, but looks like they will get out. And I think Boston just gonna, no, they're gonna go top. I'm kind of surprised about that. Although taking high ground is always good for your DPS, but man, I think they could have just ran it down main and very possibly just capped with like 6 minutes on the board. Again, Ruby King immediately pressured out. Look at this ball tech. Meow, trying to see, not getting much done. Scarlet already down immediately again. Ruby shattered, as well as the ball, and this is looking real scary. Although there is a pick back. Defensive spawns are better, and there is a, Mercy doesn't get the res again. Flies up too far to get that. Copy onto the Reinhardt. Now they do have a Ryan on their side, fortunately. Shadow comes out, doesn't get anyone. Charger misses. Noon is out. Gets Scarlet again. Scarlet's 3rd death already. Bob's out. Hits the Lucio. Lucio should be really low. Alligator will go down. I think in the end, this will favor the defense, but it is such a messy fight. Yeah, mines will come out. They had to invest a lot, but in the end, they will end up holding on the defense. Wait, Triton?
Triton does take down 2 tanks on his way out.
Okay. Triton, they will.
It's not going to win them the point, but it's good for the ult
struck.
economy.
We'll get counter as well. Triton,
Just go push Triton.
There.
He's on the edge, yeah.
Oh, Hacks down.
Oh!
But Triton will get staggered out. Rez will come through. And you see Cheesy over onto the Zarya now, which honestly I think is an even worse pick than what was before, because now he can get run over as well. Yeah, Same's coming in with the grab. They're going to have Grab Dragon soon. They're going to have Shadow. They're going to have High Noon. I think they're really going to struggle on the defense here. They only have 2 ults, but fortunately they do have 2 ults. But here it comes again. They're going to try and run over Ruby King. No ults used on the defense. Scarlet's 4th death immediately in the fight, but Mafala doing their best from the top right. Sigurd's out. They will clean up the fight. All right, so fortunately they did invest their ults. Or actually, they just had to invest 1 ult. Just the lift, and they will manage to win that fight. But there was no ults from the from the offense there. They have all 4 of their big ones coming up.
Yeah, Boston should be able to push high ground here and use all 4 ults within a few seconds of each other and just kind of clean this up fairly quickly.
Yeah, come in, grab
As
dragon.
long as the grab doesn't get eaten. That's the big one.
True,
They're coming down main here, just speeding down main.
No window. I think the window needs to be used soon. They need to get
Yeah.
value out of that quickly.
Gotta get a window.
Adaptive circuits
Copies
Even
out.
window yourself, just to have amplified healing, right?
No window, not today. That's a Scarlet down again early in the fight. Bob will stall for a couple seconds, but there's a window. He gets charged off the point. Rez does not come out, and I think that's gonna be about it. Diva will touch, but there's 6 people.
Bap tries to make it in, gets bubbled.
Bap will still not use their ultimate, and Zara uses bubble, but will get killed. Doomfist tries the touch. Staggered, and this should just be the point. 2.5 minutes, not terrible, or not a terrible defense, but I think the biggest thing here is they need to figure out how they can keep Scarlet alive. I mean, Scarlet literally died first in every single fight, I'm pretty sure, on this map so far. Did not use a single window in the entire map as far as I'm aware, and that just you can't like have that happening. And I think part of that might be positioning on their own part, but also that the comp was just rough. Like
It was a really strange comp to see.
I love the Ashe. I love the Ashe Mercy. I love the way that they positioned. Obviously, Hack
Echo was
CMP
fine.
was doing
Yep.
well. The tank line and the supports just didn't mesh well for me, and you really saw that struggle. Fortunately, they did cut a lot of time off in the end, so it's still possible. But we already are seeing a diva, and I'm not happy. Monte, much appreciated for the follow. Awesome. And my sound effects are actually working. Pog. Earlier they weren't. There we go. Back onto the Sigma, back onto the Reinhardt. I really think if they're going to come back in this series, this is their bread and butter. This is what they need to do. I think they should get a Hanzo. I think they should get a Kree or an Ashe or a Widow from Mifala and just run it down. Run it back. But they will go for the Mei Sim. Oh, okay. They're going for the TP strat. I can respect it.
Okay, yeah, like I kind of want to see this. This will be interesting. Moira Bap's a bit weird. I mean, that's a lot of healing and not a lot of utility outside of the lamp. But yeah, I want to see how their rotations look with this Mei Sim.
I mean, this is very much also team-oriented, so they're going to have to make sure they get the shields up. They do timing well. The other team notices it. They're pushing back. Oh, nice wall. That's huge. Sim will be getting charged up. Yeah, Bap's already down on the enemy team. And Hack CMP is high charge here. He needs to be kept alive. Shields down. Rez comes out, but yeah, Ruby gets 2 picks. And even though Triton gets 1 back, I think that will just be the first point going over. Does work out in this case. Nicely done. Now later we'll go down. 6 minutes 17
Just
seconds.
pulls up by the rock. Wow, yeah, that's quite the fast cap.
Yeah, now Hax does go over to the Tracer, so there's no more teleport shenanigans here. And also, there's not much to control the high ground, so if Triton can get a, Triton and Raymonda are gonna have high ground pretty much for free, and that's gonna be scary. Those two you don't really want to leave the free fire into your team. The fight on the high ground. Shatter will get blocked. A nice bubble from Same. Both tanks down. That will be a fight loss for Seattle. They will have to back out of that now. Couple staggered kills, and will be the end of the fight. Triton has the ult. Raymonda will be able to build up to the ult. Shatter. There's pretty much 5 ults for the defense. Offense has a couple. MOWL can be really, really strong, and I like this. Hacks onto the Hanzo. He's gonna have to be the one to take care of both Triton and Raymonda. It's a lot to ask, but you know, hopefully he's done so much for his team. Hopefully he can do that for them as well. Early window used. And they're kind of split. Yeah, the tanks are so split from their team for Seattle. I like that. They jumped out the window. That's smart.
Good play there. gonna be really difficult for Seattle to deal with Ramonda on the Ashe here.
Yeah, I think Ninja's gonna get a big shatter here. I can feel it in my bones. 3,
Here comes
2,
the 4-man.
1.
Oh, he gets lifted up.
Right now, shatter.
Oh, Triton with the big play.
Oh, he
Killing
gets frozen
Ruby.
out of it.
Oh, unlucky. This could be a
Huge
big freeze
freeze.
here. They gotta
Cheesy
start
cleans it up.
Ramonda.
Yeah, Raymonda's still up there though. It's just the supports and the Rhino. They may get a tick here.
That kind of got separated.
Yeah, they get a tick. I don't think they'll get a second. Yeah, Ali later. Using the Valk to contest. I really like that. Very
Ruby's
hard to
gonna go to the
kill.
high ground here on the Ashe.
Yeah, there's no one to contest the high ground at all. And yeah, that's gonna be it. That'll be the fight. They did get a tick, a little over tick, but that really won't matter. Only ticks matter because it's not like the percentage is gonna help them any, since the other team already full capped. Ooh, and they're gonna get a stagger onto Mifala here as well. I think it's time for the Widow or the Kree.
Yeah, I would imagine the Mei is gonna switch off right now. I mean, not that it's not working. I think they're playing fine for the Mei pick, but it's just that Ashe is gonna be a lot of trouble. Although it looks like they're going to stick with it. Interesting
I mean,
pick.
the freeze
They're confident
was
in their
huge.
abilities.
And now there is only
Yeah.
one hit scan for hacks to deal with, but still, it's really 2 hit scan because there's a res as well, plus the pocket, which makes it so difficult. And once again, the fire strike through the window gets value. Counter charge is nice, but there's no BAP here. Oh, no BAP for either side. But
No baps at all.
that will favor the defense. Although Mifala 2 picks. Pushing
Glad
up.
they stayed on that Mei.
Yeah, although, ooh, that's going to be bad. Ramonda again is going to be uncontested now. Although, Mifala is trying to take them out. He's shooting at them here. Hitting the pole more than he's hitting anybody else, unfortunately. Charge misses. Charge misses again. Moira's down. Shatter out, but nice Immort, and I think that's going to be the end of this fight. Yeah, there's not enough support here. And yeah, Boston cleaned up, not another tick given up. And that will be the end of the fight. And still no Zarya from the side of Seattle, which, you know, double shield can be strong, especially if you were gonna like use your shield to shield off like Remand on the high ground, but we haven't really seen that. And we also just have not seen the value out of the Sigil where like a grab dragon could be used. And for the defense now, Triton, if he builds up to this pulse bomb, I think you're going to see a grab pulse really, really soon. Bob will be coming up as well. Coalescence is available, but kind of an awkward position to try and use the Coalescence from. Grab is available here. I think you're going to be seeing it coming out, looking for it.
I want to see them grab the inside of the wall there and stick them all through the wall.
Immort, I think they're waiting for the Immort to run out. Immort's down, here it
It'd be a
is.
good time for it. It'd be a good time
There
for
it is.
Just grab that corner.
Yep.
Oh, they only got the Reinhardt.
Ooh, a nice wall. But yeah, Pulse Bomb comes out. And
Oh, they got 2, yeah.
yeah. Fire Strike to clean it up. In the end, they will clean it up. A minute 36 left. At this point, I think it's going to be really, really hard to cap with time. If you are Seattle, you're starting to sweat. You got to cap this point. You've
For
got to
sure.
cap with time if you want to win. But they have to cap at all to keep themselves in this series. And,
Well, the good news is that they do have 5 ults coming up here.
True.
They'll get the window from Scarlet, and then I imagine Cheesy will eventually build Shatter once this fight breaks out. But I gotta assume the Mei is gonna try to go for another big freeze up here on the high ground. It's
early
extremely
freeze,
effective.
yeah. I think they
First
got to
time.
do it early.
Yeah.
Ooh, tags the Tracer on the way in as well, but won't get that kill. I'd say the freeze is probably about to come out. Dragon onto the high ground. Gets the Immort out, but the shatter from Ninja is huge! Will get taken down, but both DPS are gone. It is traded, but once again, it's just the Ramonda aim training show from the other side.
Hopefully they can get a clean escape here without any more staggers.
Yeah, Ruby King over onto the Diva, I think to try and contest Raymonda, but it's going to be so hard for a Diva to solo kill a pocketed Ashe. I don't see that happening. I think you'll just lose your mech in the end and feed over the rest of that Bob charge, although I think it'll already be up. Hold still advantage for Seattle. This is their last chance. Bob in early. The Mei's
Oh, it splits
freezing.
the team.
Shatter.
That was a really good Bob.
Shatter is not in. They did get a pick. Same
No
down.
freezes out yet.
Scarlet
No
down though.
Coalescence.
Yeah,
Oh, she
goes
grabbed the
down with the
freeze.
freeze. And
That's tragic.
this is gonna be it. Coalescence does get one, but Shatter comes out onto the Diva, and the Shatter actually, or the Coalescence got two, but it is just the Moira. No more Fade to be utilized, and that will be the end of the series. Boston taking
Unlucky,
it
dude.
3-1. Whew.
Man, I did like some things that I saw from Seattle. I think I think the one thing they need to work on is like just get those comps right, man. Just don't come out of the gates and with a disadvantage. You know what I mean? A few
Mhm.
times we've seen there they've kind of shot themselves in their foot.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway, maybe not, but
No, I agree. I mean, there was several times where I was like, I don't know what quite what the plan is, and maybe they have a plan, and maybe it's worked in scrims. But Boston is such a good team that, I mean, obviously we got reverse swept, so who are we to talk like too much about it? By
yeah, it's
Boston,
not like this is an easy feat to come back against this
yeah.
Boston team.
But I
But I
feel
mean,
like
there
they
certainly are
played.
things to work on.
Yeah, they played so well and they matched up so well in certain cases and on certain
Yeah,
maps that
absolutely.
I think they had the potential to make this a much closer match than it even ended up being. Um,
hmm
but yeah, I would agree. I think a lot of it did come down to the compositions that were run. Oh man, some of those fights though, dude.
It was a whirlwind.
It was
Like, what do you say? There's like
crazy.
12. Yeah, like I said, man, like 12 different things happening all at once.
Mhm. I mean, some of the highlights, like remember the flux to get
The
that
Sig 9,
shatter.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
the
yeah. Go
shatter
get off
one.
away from the shatter. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
Uh,
from King's Row.
yeah, and then
That was
the
slick. That
Sig
was slick.
9. There was, I mean, there was some huge shatters. Hacks killing like 17 people in 2 fights. Just, oh goodness.
Yeah, Hax is nuts this game. He
Yeah.
popped off, but it unfortunately was not enough.
Yeah, Triton on the Soldier, Raymonda playing aim labs on Ash, like
Yeah, yeah.
whew. Yeah, there was a lot of highlights in this match. Definitely a good match, and definitely one I think that the scoreline doesn't quite speak fully to how close it was. I think
Seattle was really competitive, especially for King's Row and well, obviously the map that the one Havana.
I think the first map they did not look competitive at all. I think they looked pretty lost.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Came out a little flat, but they certainly brought it back.
yeah, I think if they once they made the tank swap up, and then if they would have just stuck on the Rhine Sig or possibly Rhine Zarya, that kind of thing, I think they really could have done well there. But as you said, I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot with some of the comps that they ran. And
Mhm.
in the end, again, Boston continuing their run of dominance, still have not lost a single match, and I think that's
4-0.
that's the third map loss, right? They've only lost, I think.
Yeah, that's only their third map that they've lost all
Oh,
season.
so they are still looking really good, and I think
Yeah,
Raymonda
they're the
being on
team
this
to
team
beat so far.
yeah, is looking incredible as well. I think there's a few teams that are still looking to match them, but
Mhm.
obviously we would be one of those teams, but we already played them and they already beat us, so we don't get another chance till potentially
Hopefully in
playoffs.
playoffs. Yeah, yeah.
So that's something to look forward to in the future. Alrighty, well that is it for us tonight. Very good game. Again, happy birthday to FDB, everybody. He did not
Thank you very much.
was not here earlier. Make sure you say happy birthday, and that'll be it for us. We will hopefully see you guys next week if we get the chance to cast. Otherwise, you can catch us in our own game, which we will have next week as well. Alrighty, well, any last words?
Man, have a nice night and thanks for showing up and watching the stream and supporting Mal.
Much appreciated. All right, well, we will see you all later.